Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for today's reading, I just got back from a road trip and I have some downloads that I want to share because anytime that I go on long road trips or anything that's just a long drive, that's when I get the most downloads. That's when my mind is most clear and spirit is most active. And so this road trip was no different. And actually I got so many insights, but I'm only going to share one. I'm going to share the last one just because it's so fresh and I'm still kind of like buzzing off it. It was so awesome. But I was given the song, I felt called to listen to The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust. And that album is just awesome. And the one song in particular, which is one of my favorites, it's Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. And so I was given this song once previously as a download. It came to me when I was in my early 20s, and being clairaudient, I remember everything being like really loud, really chaotic and whatever. And then Spirit gave me this song, and it was almost like all of the world didn't exist. This song was so clear, and I knew that it was talking to me. It was Spirit talking to me through the radio. And they were trying to tell me that I needed to check myself before I wreck myself. They were saying, be careful of the path that you're going on because you don't want to let your ego choose your actions. Because if you follow your ego and you pump yourself up and you don't be humble, you're going to regret it in the future. And so I got that song like 20 years ago, and it came at the perfect time to kind of humble me back to being into my purpose. And so 20 years later, here it is again. And yeah, it's different though. It was like I was on the opposite side of the download this time. And so let's just say, where do we start? So Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars is about Ziggy, who is this rock star. He's a wonderful, awesome guitar player. He comes to Earth when Earth is on the brink of an apocalypse. And so him and his band, the Spiders from Mars, are here to help humanity, help save humanity, to bring starseed energy. And so obviously I clearly resonate with starseed energy, and I'm sure many of the viewers as well have that kind of spark. But there's a bigger purpose that you have. And it's just that inner calling that you're here to do more. You're here to help, but you don't really understand how to help. And you look around and you're just like, what is going on with this world? Like, the way it is not how it should be, because on a soul level, you know that you came here to help change and uplift humanity. So anyways, the message in it, right? Ziggy, he becomes very, very famous. But by becoming too famous, he starts to get a big ego. He becomes way too egotistical, and he lets it get to his head. And he thinks he's better than people, and right, he doesn't really, he's not humble. He no longer shows that love to his band, right? Like, I'm the rock star, I'm the front man. Like, he forgets that it's a combined effort, and the people who helped bring him there. He doesn't really bring them along. He becomes an individual I, not unity and consciousness and humanity. And so that's the message that Spirit gave me, is the part in the song where it's like, ditch the mad band. And then we had to break up the band. And so that's what Spirit said, is like, you as a star seed, you came here with such a purpose. And some people don't like spiders, right? Some people are afraid of spiders, and those aren't your people. Those people are on their own path, and so you have to let them go. Because what I'm getting is that you came here with a soul mission. You came here with a group. You knew that you were supposed to connect with other individuals. We come across our path and we meet people who are part of our soul tribe. And we're supposed to grow together, and we're supposed to help uplift each other and create something awesome in the future. But not everybody is in their purpose. Some people are very much stuck in their egos. And so Spirit showed me that some individuals, some star seeds, have met their soul tribe or people that they had contracts with. And these people didn't want to fulfill their end of the bargain. And so it all kind of got dumped on you, and it's your job to carry the weight. And then you kept like balancing for them, which ended up being overgiving, and it drained you and depleted you. And so in the end, you had to cut ties with this person, and it really hurt you. It made you feel guilty because you know that you had this contract for this purpose of something. But Spirit really wants you to be free, to make your own choices, because you are still following your purpose. And so, like they said, not everybody is humble enough to see spiders as they are, as that support system, as those who are there to weave the web and community and support. So, spiders bring out fear in people. And so we're seeing like ego and fear in this. And they kept bringing me to another article I read. And it said, what was it? It was so long ago. It was like, if you meet Buddha on the road, kill him, or something like that. And I was like, what? Like, it was a very catchy title. But the gist of it was, for those who are working at their way to enlightenment, those who reach enlightenment, they were to say, like, then you meet Buddha, right? You're elevated to that. And then they said, but after that, there's no more. And that it's always this phase of keep working at things. Right? We're all working towards this golden light age energy, but like once you get it, then what? And it's almost like you kind of need to wake up with a purpose or something like that. There's more to it. That article I read so many years, like I'm saying, most of this is like 20 years ago. And so then they kept showing that, like Buddha. And I've always actually resonated Buddha with spiders, and spiders with spirituality, because spiders are scary. So many people have a fear of spiders, and spirituality is something scary. It's not the norm. It's not things that you know or understand. So when you start to have your spiritual awakening, it is a scary moment for most, because your reality is kind of shattered, and you just have to trust the process. So to me, I'm not scared of spiders. I just look at them and I say, hey Buddha, how you doing? It's just another form of life showing an experience. And that's what I think most different religions and spirituality and all these things are, if you can see it for what it's worth. So with that being said, it's interesting actually. Before I went on my trip, I was talking to my dad. There was a spider in his shop. And then he was like, have you seen the spiders around here? Like the area that I live, there's huge, massive spiders, and they're so colorful and everything. But the cards we're going to use today are the Starman Tarot, because it's David Bowie themed. It's the it's the artist that did his album covers for a couple of his albums. He created a tarot deck, and David Bowie, before he even kind of passed, this was like 20 years in the making as well. He would like go over it with David Bowie and kind of fine tune it and check it. And he never released it until he felt it was good enough. But what's really cool about these is it's like he would draw it and then he would like go into it more and then draw it and then go into it more. So when you look at them, there's layers on layers on layers. And so I like that. And then the next one we got is the Enchanted Map. Because as I said, this soul contract has been broken. And Spirit's saying, we don't want you to feel bad for leaving someone behind who didn't want to live their life purpose, who didn't want to answer the call. They said they heard the call. They felt it in their heart that they were supposed to go forward with you, but they did not want to because it took too much effort. It was too scary. It was something. Spiritual spiders, whatever. Some people are very terrified of spiders. And so it's for us to continue on and not stay stuck or stagnant, wondering what did I do wrong? Because you didn't do anything wrong. That's what Spirit's saying. And then the last one that I wanted to use was the Golden Future, because that's the whole purpose of star seeds being here, is to create a heaven on earth, change and uplift and bring us into more golden energy. And with this new map, like what's the new future kind of look like, or things to think about now that there's been a shift in not what's going to happen, but the way it's going to happen, they say. So I find that very fascinating. It was a very cool insight. There was very much more, but, you know, someone who doesn't want to appreciate spiders, which that being you, the support system, the band, they don't want to acknowledge you or give you your props or presents for everything that you've helped them accomplish, then those are people you kind of have to leave in the dust. Ziggy Stardust, and the spiders from Mars. Okay, Spirit, give us some more of this story that you want to share about the collective being allowed to move forward and not feel shame for breaking up the band. Okay, so I felt called to pull 4 cards, and then there's these 2, and these 2 are still down. I haven't looked at them. Are we gonna do the other ones first too? Yeah, they say clarifiers, so let's move these over here. Okay, so the first one that we got is Ace of Wands. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the 3 of Swords. And we have the Prince of Cups in reverse. And so just looking at that is the situation we just said pretty much. But we're going to have some clarification on how to change it. But when I look at this Ace of Wands, to me, I saw spine. And so that is like, what am I going to get from that? Kundalini and the energy that radiates through your body. We've got the Hanged Man, which is a change in perception, because now there's been a stop to this, right? A new fiery, passionate something. Well, the fire kind of stopped because you had to leave something. Now you're on this own individual quest. So you do need to look at things differently, because there has been heartbreak. And so staying in this heartbreak and sad energy, wondering, what did I do wrong? How could I have done this? Like, how could I have broken someone's heart? But they keep saying, you weren't on your mission, and the more that you kept, like they keep showing that you were overgiving to this other person, that it left you depleted. And so there you are, just being numb of a shell kind of person. And you would have never even gotten to the finish line. So you did have to make a sacrifice. It's not a sacrifice. In fact, it's almost like that person made the choice. They made the choice, but they didn't want to tell you that they made the choice. And so they kind of mistreated you until the point where you're like, enough is enough. Like, I have nothing more to give. It's almost like I'm going to keep pushing this person to their limit because they didn't want to cut the tie. So they pushed you and pushed you and pushed you until you finally had enough, and then you let go of them so that they look like the victim. So it's like, how could I have left someone behind? But they're saying the person chose to be left behind. You just did what Spirit told you to do. Because if you didn't, no one would have made it to the finish line. And I felt like saying fishing for some reason. Fishing for what? I don't know, maybe that will come out later. And then here we've got the Prince of Cups. What's his story? It's in reverse. So I'm just hearing like the prince didn't want to step into the king. The prince didn't want to move forward to the kingdom. And now I'm hearing kingdom spouse. So I'm going to guess that most of these are relationship related, but it doesn't have to be. It's just someone, like, you have that spiritual bond, Maybe you were going to plan a business, or maybe it was a relationship, or it was something. It's when you meet someone and you just know they're part of your soul tribe. And so at the beginning, it's like fiery. So that's what this is, the fiery wands. It's like it almost burns too bright, they say, at the beginning. And so with that, it gives like you so much oomph and zest. And you're supposed to take that energy and channel it into something useful. And for some, that scares them. The potential of going into the unknown is scary. So let's get some clarifiers on this. We need 2 more. Nope, doesn't want to come. Okay, so what's interesting, I wanted to almost stop and look and be like, are these all in the same, like, is it a mixed mesh? Because almost everyone was in reverse, but there is a nice little balance. So yeah, until the very end. Till the very end is when we got the first upright one, which is movement. So let's look into this. So here with the Ace of Wands, we have clarifying is ghost lands in reverse. So meeting this person, it like sparked your soul. And that's what soul family does. It's like you don't even have to say anything. It's like you walk into a room and just being around them, like you look at them and it's like you just know that there's someone special. They stand out, they glow more than anyone else. Your heart feels it, your mind doubts it because it's almost too good to be true. But then you start to talk and, you know, things just work out. You guys have the same interests. It's so easy to, I don't know, have really in-depth conversations. You know, you talk to some people and you just can't really get a good conversation. With these people, it's just like, it goes to the soul. It's the soul talking to the soul. And so they take you out of this ghost land. It brings you so much hope for the future. And you feel alive. You feel like you've been asleep and then all of a sudden you just got woken up. You're so happy that that person exists. And that's why it's so sad when you have to lose them, because there was that beginning where that spark. And I think that flame will always resonate because they woke you up from this ghost land. You almost are like sleeping. You're in your everyday 3D, not real reality. And then they come along and they help you see the world in a different way. You guys feed off each other in this dynamic way. And so there is always that gratitude, that thanks to them. I'm seeing now in this wand almost like a stoplight for some reason. And you don't notice the red lights. You don't notice when they start to grow a little bit different from you, right? Sometimes that energy is just too much for people. They don't want to get out of their comfort zone. But in Ziggy Stardust, it's like they did get out of their comfort zone. It's just that they let the mind overtake the heart. They became way too much in their ego. That, you know, I'm better than everyone else. I'm stronger than everyone else. I know more than everybody else. Everybody's stupid. You know, like there's all these, it's mostly they're showing me like the pointing, right? You're pointing one at them, but there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So then with the Hangman, I'm getting a lot of energy coming right now. It's cold. With the Hanged Man and the changing of perception. So here, they're showing it, like if I put it in this way, it almost looks like a magician. I'm seeing like a magician's cape and then all these coins falling out. It's just saying that, what am I seeing? I'm seeing someone take money and think that status and the more money that they have makes them better than somebody lower class. What about that? Oh man, I'm getting lots of chills. Something about lower class people not being humble. And they're saying with that person who had more money, they were supposed to take that money. Ooh, that comes into these. We've got the gentle gardener, and then we have the wizard of awareness. That person with that money, if you see it's being shook out of him, he was supposed to take this money, and because, you know, he had advantage and luck and, you know, the stars' energy on his side, he was supposed to take that because he has a way higher awareness, one from the crown, like spirit and all this guides helping them, that it's almost like they gave the money to him as a gift. It made the path easy for him because he had a more of a future that he was supposed to help humanity with. So with this awareness, he wasn't supposed to abuse his status and resources. He was supposed to take that and plant seeds to help the lower class, to help free the lower class. But instead, I'm hearing that in this story, rather than help the lower class, he liked the energy and attention that they gave him, and he kept the energy for himself. What am I seeing? I'm seeing, right, you're supposed to break the bonds or the shackles or the something. We're here to uplift humanity, and we're supposed to educate and empower others to be their best version. But in this, when the lower class I'm seeing as like a rock star musician, like idolizing and like looking up, he liked that energy. And so by that, started to think I'm better than others, and not lifting the others to be equal. Something to do with that. Let me see, because I got real chills coming through on this, so I don't feel like that was like the intense message. I'm just seeing a dragon hoard everything. Oh yeah, he was supposed to come, he was supposed to help humanity, he had this purpose. You guys had this purpose, right? You were working together, and maybe it's you that was looking up to them and giving them the energy. But I'm getting it's not quite just you, it's everyone, right? This person that had to be let go of, they had a lot of ego, and they didn't quite learn to be humble and thankful for the gifts and energy that they got. It became expected. Like, I'm a god, I'm a star seed, I'm owed this. And so here I almost see the foot stuck up in the lightning. And so spirit kind of like took them and like is shaking them. It's almost like, we gave you these gifts to help others and you're not going to use it to help others, then we're going to take it away. And so this lightning has kind of tripped him up, hung him upside down, shook out all his gifts. And so the things that this ego is saying, I'm better than everyone, is kind of being stripped away now. And with that, we're seeing, I feel like this one's you and then this one's them. And so when you look at it, it's like this robot who doesn't really have a heart. It's like the Tin Man. It's like a toxic mask. And like this heart is painted on, but it's like mimic to love. It's like, this is what I think love is, so I give enough to others, or I tell them how much, oh, you're so beautiful, I love you, you're this, but it's not from the heart. It's just flowery words they say. It's like, this heart should be inside, but it's almost, it's well, look down here, there's a paint can. It's like painted on a false perception of what they think love is. And then I see you down here being very solemn, and there's a star on the third eye and the crown. And so it's really, they're telling, but you've got the paint can and you've got the brush. So let me tap into this a bit more. When I look at it, well, what they show me with this other is you feel like you're in darkness. This person is out there acting like everything's fine, that they're in the light, that they're in the sunshine, but they don't even know how to love. They don't even know those things. But here you have that star. And that brings me over to this Egyptian, what is that thing? Like a statue that's like only from here to here. And then in it, there's this golden relic. Which, interesting enough, when I went and did cards with my friend, I brought these ones, and in it, there was one Egyptian card, only one, and the others are over there. But it was Homrib, but it was rags to riches. And so now I'm seeing that this energy actually plays into this little relic here, which is rags to riches. It said you painted them. You gave your energy, resources, and things to them. Here they are staying in the gold, thinking like, I've got it all. But there's no real depth. And it's like, here you are sitting. You have this connection to the stars. It's your vision that is actually the real gold. This is all false. This is all illusion. This almost is like a fake hazmat suit. And I'm hearing Pinocchio, like, I've got no strings to hold me down, but I feel like this person really is strung up. Well, they are, because they're the hanged man. And they're like, everything's golden, but all the gold has been stripped from them. So it may not be physical resources like gold or money and things like that, but spiritual knowledge and purpose has been stripped, is what they state. Oh God, yes it is. So the clarifying ones, I didn't even look at this. I saw this one. We saw a sad embrace, and then it was spark in reverse. So it's that spiritual knowledge, that purpose has been stripped from them. They were coming here to help humanity, but Spirit said, well, if you're not going to help humanity, and look at this. Oh, even cooler. Here she is playing the violin, right? She's a musician. Ziggy Stardust was the best left-handed guitar player. And with this song, with this music, I'm seeing blood. And that's what this kind of reminded me of with this pink. It's like mimicking what love is, but like blood. The blood that runs through the heart, it should be red. And so these ones like look like drops, but then when you get closer, there's hearts. This one is real. It's from the heart. It's spark. You can't just go out and play guitar without having soul. And it's like that soul or that spark, that purpose is what's actually going to make you go farther. But if you get caught up in the money and things like that and forget those who helped you, you're going to be lonely. So we've got this rags to riches happening, and the real rags to riches, it's showing you. I really feel like that's you, and you're in this sad embrace, but it said sad embrace in reverse. So it sucks to let others go, but you're not in alignment anymore. And the more and more that you keep holding on to them, the more and more you risk putting yourself in the same energy as them, which sucks because here you still have that connection. You still have that star purpose, and that star purpose will lead you exactly where you're meant to be. And it will give you back whatever was taken and more. It's just really sad when it's just a sad situation. And so the last card that we have is the Prince of Cups. And with this one, I got something to do with fishing. What, fishing for what? I heard fishing for compliments. That and then that kind of showed it. You know that person that's always like, oh, someone be like, oh, I love your hair today, and they'd be like, oh no, it's not nice, or oh, I love that shirt, oh no, like they just kind of buzzkill all that, but they feed off that compliments. And so that's what they showed this other person, is like fishing for compliments. It's that rock star energy, but not the giving and the taking. It's like, I just want to consume everyone's time and attention. So what about that? Prince of Cups in reverse. Okay, I was looking at here, and he's standing on this blue, oh, it almost looks like a guitar pick, but I heard turn a new leaf, and it almost looked like a water lily or something, but it's a blue leaf. And that could be this sad embrace, but it's still turning a new leaf. Even though you're sad, it's picking up the pieces and going for your golden opportunity, because you're still guided by the stars. You still have purpose. It's just going to be different players who come along with you, because I'm getting that you think that you're going to have to do it alone now. And you're like, how can I do this alone when it was like a partnered mission? But Spirit's saying, don't worry, you're not going to have to do it alone. Your soul tribe is not just that one person. You have so many people in your soul tribe. And if that person didn't want to check their ego, someone else is going to step up. And you've had lifetimes with them as well. And so they understand the importance of the mission. So whereas someone didn't want to step up into king mode, they want to stay in the Prince of Cups. And what I get with this one is like a little bit of selfish energy, very childish, that they weren't ready to grow up. And this is a very grown up mission. Only the king could, right? You got to be a big boy. And this one's like, no, I want to stay with petty, foolish games. Yeah, but with that, as a clarifier to it, it's like, okay, this one, Prince of Cups in reverse, it's like they like the idea of it. Like they seem to be much more, because I kept getting like Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question. And it's like they're very big and bold with their energy, and they will talk themselves into being, you know, well, they're very charming people, but it's not quite, they don't know to be or not to be. They don't know. And it's like more dramatic. They're just talking. There's no action to what they have to do or say. And what we need is movement. We need someone who will follow through on their commitments, whereas this person will make up so many promises. They'll talk out their ass and everyone will believe them because they're so charming, right? I'm getting a very theatrical person. Their emotions are big. So when they include you in something, like you feel like, yeah, like they'll sell you, like, I don't know, sell ice to a penguin or an Eskimo or whatever those things are, those sayings. I was just with a friend who knew all those kind of things. And I was like, your jokes are so bad, but I need your jokes right now. Those are exactly the things that I need. But yeah, so this person is like, they're not going to make movement. They're not really committed, right? Do I? Don't I? Do I? And so it's like, it needs to move. And so I feel like Spirit's saying that too much time has already been taken from this, that it should have already taken a couple steps forward, but you're sitting there, and that's why you're so depleted, because you're like, what do I do? Do I leave? Do I go forward? Do I? And the more you waited, the more you felt that pressure, because time was important. Now I'm hearing another David Bowie, dun, 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 dun. Pressure, pushing down on. yeah, you've been under a lot of pressure, whereas the other person feels no pressure. They're out there just they're playing this role, they're acting, they're actors, but they're not being authentic. They're not being true to their sole purpose. And so a lot of it has been taken already from them. A lot of it is just glitz and glam and show that like they put on the outside, but on the inside, the spiritual depth and all those things, they're kind of gone. And so it's time for you to move forward, and don't think that by you stalling so much that you have so much that you need to make up in such a short time. Spirit's saying your purpose is in alignment with you. All we really need for you to do is just make that step. The people will be there, the actions will happen. Like what I'm seeing is like you're here, and it should have been about here right now. And like once you start, in the past it would have went very slowly. It would have been a slow burn kind of thing, and then kind of worked its way. But time is of the essence. It's very important. And so I'm getting that it's going to be chaotic a little bit. It's going to be choppy or jumpy. It's going to be like vroom. It's going to be expedited. And so they're saying there is a need to something to do with the heart. What about the heart? They're just saying eat cleaner so that your body will be able to utilize the energy better. And they're saying take matters into your own heart, and that has to do with your shadow work or the feelings. We don't want you to keep suppressing this sadness and saying it's okay, because it's not okay. What about anger? Yeah, whatever's in you has to come up and out. It's like, do you need to talk to that person, or do you just need to express it or write it in a letter and burn it or something? I don't know. Each person's kind of different. I'm feeling some energy come through right now. Let me see. Let's pull a card. Oh, we got 2 cards that I put upside down. So let's look at them. Okay, so we got the Lovers card. And then with that, we got 7 of Wands in reverse. So 7 of Wands is all about fighting and conflict and chaos. And so by you feeling this, I keep feeling like guilt or shame for having to break up the band, for having to move forward on your own, for having to follow your own purpose or destiny makes you feel bad. And so 7 of Wands in reverse is like taking away that guilt or that shame. When it comes to that partner that you thought like there was a contract, but they didn't want to fulfill their portion of the contract. So Spirit, what was my question? I wanted to know how they could express their emotions or deal with it. Like, do you need to tell that person? And they're like, no, you don't. If they come back and they talk to you, like, we need you to speak your truth. But if they're gone and not even in your life, it's just for you to talk to the universe and let them know what you're experiencing. Tell your guides, I'm really sad. This is very hard for me. This is what I need. And they'll help you get the resources you need to lighten your heart again, to find that joy and that happiness, because there is a new partner coming in to help you on that mission, but you can't be stuck on the past one when it comes. Anything else you want to share about that? They just said, damn Skippy, and then they showed it like skyrocket really fast. It's like, you know, when like things like in the relationship, there's something that you're supposed to just skip over. Maybe that makes sense to you, but I don't know what you're supposed to skip over. It's like a hop, a skip, and a jump away, they say. But first you need to express your true, authentic feelings. You can't suppress them anymore, because the main one that really pops out of all this is like, you think that you're in the Lover's energy, or that you had the Lover's energy, but this is like what the relationship actually was. it's like this, I keep seeing like this fake heart in the background, and like you looking at them with love, but it's like this fake love. It's like a painted picture of what they want you to think love is, but this is the actual. This one has like the honeybees and the ancestors and coming together, whereas this one's very isolated and separated. This person's all about themselves, and you've been alone. You've been cast aside. They're not even giving you attention at all, and that's not love. And so it's time to let that go and choose someone that has actions. Actions speak louder than words, they're saying, right? To be or not to be. If they even have that doubt to not be, it's stuck. It's not moving. So, Spirit, what's the new future energy? Okay. We've got leisure and sport. We've got our beautiful planet. We've got health and healing in reverse. And then we've got work satisfaction. So, in the past, you were supposed to move forward with this person, that you had this contract, and that by your energy going and you guys helping each other heal, you're supposed to reach this phase. And so I was like, how do you skip over or let go of or heal? Well, you're going to go back into your purpose, because you're this painter, right? You had this paint can the whole time, and you painted love on something that wasn't capable of loving. But look how beautiful this artwork is. This is painting and creating the future that you want to see. Taking the paintbrush back into your own hands, in your own power. But for the moment, right, we said someone else is coming in. It's just to focus on your inner child healing for now. Because why did you think that you weren't worthy to deserve that love? And so we need you to get back in your heart and to actually just, what makes you laugh? What brings you joy, right? So here we have little kids playing sports and having fun. It says participate and have fun. And then the next one is this little girl just laying there and daydreaming, because you have this star. You have this idea, you have this thought, but instead it's been stuck in this sad embrace, thinking about that one energy who doesn't even care about you. And so much time and energy and focus has been on that. There is gold in there. There's this idea that wants to come. And so daydream. I'm hearing a song, I want to say it's by Lupe Fiasco. It's a sample song, but it's like, daydream, I fell asleep amongst the flowers for a couple of hours. And so this is now giving me Alice in Wonderland vibes, where, you know, she just sits there and she falls asleep and does that inner work, that inner travel, the whole story, and then she comes to again. And in that story, she's like, I'm being drawn to the part where she eats the different things and grows different sizes. And then at one point, she's like, I just want to be myself. I've been so many different people. I've been big, I've been small, I've been this. Like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And I think that that's just it, is like, you've been in this crappy energetic exchange for a while that you don't know who you are anymore. You are the artist, and you create the reality that you want to see. And so you have accepted less than you deserve. So it's time to daydream and get back into your heart and let ideas flow. And really the whole thing is bringing your mind and your heart to flow again and connect. Because as this last card said, health and healing, tune into your divine blueprint. That's in the reverse, because the mind and the heart aren't connected. There is no daydream of having fun. It's stuck in like, ooh, did I mess up? Oh, I'm too sad, I'm this. And it's like, we need to bust out because there's wonderful things around you right now. And it says, tune into your divine blueprint. I don't talk about this kind of stuff often because I don't know if I truly believe it or not, but if you do resonate with like twin flame or soulmates and things like that, I feel like there's so many people that could resonate with you on a soul level. There's not just one person who's meant for you. And so if you are a person that is all about the twin flame journey and you feel like your twin flame has denied you, well, I wouldn't wait for an energy like that if they will never embrace or accept you. That I would rather go with a not twin flame energy that loves and appreciates you and wants to create the purpose that you came here to do. Tune into your divine blueprint. I think your blueprint is specific and special to you, not for you and your twin flame. If you are stuck on that story, I think you're unique on your own and divine. And if one person doesn't want to be a part of your journey, there's a whole tribe that has your back. And there's so many people that you haven't even met yet, that what if that's the perfect person? And then one day when you meet them, you'll look back and be like, it all makes sense. Because it will. And so the future is, like it said, a hop, skip, and a jump. But right now it's just for you to go out, have fun, and embrace your unique, happy, weird, quirky vibes. Time to take that paintbrush back in and bring more joy to your life. I'm hearing writers need to start writing more, painters need to paint more, readers need to read more. As in my card readings, I take breaks, but you need to come back to that thing that sparks your joy and your creativity and lets your heart sing. So I am gonna link the Ziggy Stardust and Spiders from Mars song, and then I'm also gonna do the Lupe Fiasco Daydream one. Maybe there's a message in there for you guys, but I feel like, okay, wait, anything else, Spirit? You said pull one more of these. They said the final outcome. We've got creativity. Express your soul's energy. Doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. And we don't want you stuck waiting for someone else who will keep you blocked. You're meant to radiate and you're meant to shine. It says seize your opportunity for the population. And so, as Ziggy Stardust, don't get too stuck in your ego. You are here to help everyone. You are not better than anyone. You are not less than anyone. And you're equal. And so what you have can inspire others to uplift themselves from their sad embraces. And we're really just stepping into this golden age. And so the very last one I pulled was community life. Embrace fifth dimensional society. In the fifth dimension, time's not a factor, but I would like to tell you what I think that is, but they're saying it's for you to create. So we can't tell you. It's for you to tell us. And with that, we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.